brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Nothing like waking up to a little Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses. Mornings at the Cabin. Welcome. Ollie and Wheeler with you on your Thursday morning. Do you think he said good morning like that? Good morning. Would you like some bread?
What an annoying man to wake up to that would be.
He would. I feel like Axl was probably an annoying man to wake up to, regardless of whether he was singing at you. He was one of those misunderstood geniuses, or at least he held himself that way. If you read any bios from any of the other band members, he was kind of a nightmare. But a brilliant singer and performer, and his time.
Which was long, long ago.
Yes, it was. It was about 30 years ago. Right in the middle of like the Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 tours, kind of when they did peak. They sold out 80,000 seat stadiums and all this stuff, and he would run around with a half-cut potato in his shorts and just really live it up.
Sorry, the image of the potato just momentarily arrested me.
Yeah, I bet. Arrested you. Yeah, very good. Nice you used the word arrested.
Thank you. Nice use of the word half-cut potato.
Well, mornings at the Cabin. It is -10, another mild morning, but quite frosty out there this morning. So you're going to want a couple extra minutes to warm up your vehicle. And I look on the board, and I come in, and I'll write some things on the board. You'll write some things on the board. I haven't written anything down yet because I am fascinated by the first thing on the board.
Yeah, but I didn't even write that down.
You didn't?
No.
Who wrote that down?
Lekter wrote that down.
Lekter wrote that down. He's got really nice writing.
Yeah.
Says all these balls.
Yeah. Well,
Are we going to find out all about that?
You got to find out quite a lot.
All right, and we got deal or no deload coming up today as well, so we'll let you know when that's dropping.
Wendy's amazing Christmas socks.
Yes. Oh, they look so cool.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Rumors of a tree shortage. Just before Christmas, I don't know what's going to happen. This whole city could burn. Anyone?
Is that what we're thinking?
Well, it's what one of us
I'm going to jump to the worst possible conclusion.
Riots.
Just riots.
Oh, okay.
Run rampant. You're going to see things like you're seeing in Paris because of trees. It's more bad news.
So let me pass that for you.
Can you temper it for us a little bit? Because right now, all I'm envisioning is a town on fire.
So I'm going to rummage around in that sentence and extract the factual information.
Don't bother.
There
is none.
there actually was a Gerber fact.
Oh, good.
Delicately sprouting.
Oh, thank goodness.
You know, in fierce winds and in relatively nutrient-free soil, but I'm still confident for it.
Oh.
And so, speaking of things germing in soil, yeah, trees. We do not have a large number of trees. There's no Arctic farmers selling trees this year. They're not involved. They were told everybody just go to see the Scouts instead.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Independent, when we drove past last night, they were selling a selection of snow-covered seasonal shrubs, but nothing that could necessarily be called a tree. And
these are succulents. I don't know what these are doing.
And so we went to the co-op, and the Young Life Scouts have their big lot there.
Of course.
But I think as of Tuesday, they had about 130 trees left, something like that, and they think that's enough maybe till Sunday.
Okay.
So if you don't get your real imported Saskatchewan tree by Sunday,
wait, what?
Well, where do you think they get the nice bushy leafy trees from? Have you seen Yellowknife's trees?
Yeah, but I mean, shouldn't we we live here? Shouldn't we just use some of those Charlie Brown-esque trees?
Chop local.
Chop local.
Oh, hello.
Oh, right.
I mean,
show's over, guys. Put on another song. Boom. Lekter just crushed it out of the park. Yeah. Chop local.
Late starter in the mornings, but when you turn up, you really turn up. Don't you?
Those extra few minutes of sleep really sharpen it.
You give me a moment, and I'll find something.
So the thing with the local trees is, as anyone will know who has had a local tree, I have. I'm sure you probably have at some point.
There are squirrels in them.
You know what? I would love it if there was a squirrel in it, but I don't know how the squirrel would possibly sleep at night because it would just fall out.
I feel like there are trees out there that you could take, but this is where we diverge. Two roads in the Yellowwood.
This is the only place.
This is the only place.
Okay.
Where do you guys stand on fake versus real? Because I mean, my mother has had a fake tree for over a decade, and it looks fantastic every year. She does it up just beautifully. Mom, if you're listening, send us a picture. But she does it up really, really nice, and it's nice. It's uniform. She pulls it out of the box every year. But a lot of people are still really averse to the fake tree thing. And I mean, I'm kind of, as I get older, and I look at her tree, I'm like, that just looks great every year, rather than like when I was younger, trying to pick a tree, having a tree that maybe dies like before Christmas, which has happened several times.
Pile of needles underneath
Pile of needles. Nothing, it's just a fire hazard. And the other thing is just like, well, let's just not take any trees. Let's just have a fake one, and then you can make it look as good as you want every year.
And I come from a country where
there are no trees.
Sort of having an actual real tree in the house is just, I don't know anyone who ever even considered that. Or like, we don't have that much forest left. There's not that. Yeah. If everybody in Britain did that every year, then the country would be bald by January the 1st. Can't do it. So everybody always had a fake tree. Yeah. And it was only on arriving in the Northwest Territories that I discovered that there was such a concept as like just nipping out and hacking one down and dragging it, kicking and screaming into your living room.
North Americans love the real tree thing. So you're saying that Britons are so far removed from nature that having a living thing within their house that isn't human or possibly a pet, is alien.
Yeah, imagine putting 70 million people into a place half the size of the Northwest Territories.
No.
Does remove you somewhat.
I can't imagine if this town had twice as many people. It would be insane.
Yeah, so twice the population of Canada in an area half the size of the NWT. That is what you're talking about.
You guys conquered the world. At what point?
And conquered the world, but then lost it all, and now have to fit all of us into an area half the size of the NWT.
All of you and a bunch of others as well.
And we're a solid multicultural society, but
Absolutely.
It does mean that the real Christmas tree prospects are slim.
Fair
So if you want to get a tree, my strong advice is today's the day. Get down to the lot, the Yellowknife Scouts, who have cornered the market because they seem to be the only game in town.
Absolutely.
And get a hold of it. Otherwise, you can get a permit and go out and cut your own. But if you, the suggestion is that the real tree market is very much at the Scouts.
It works out great for them as a fundraiser. I mean, this is a great fundraiser for them. And in your story, said one helper, and then good luck finding a good tree out there after Sunday. That sounded like a threat.
Starting to sound like the mafia.
There was some
it's like the maple syrup mafia in Quebec.
Well, there's another line that said, another person who was there last night said, well, you can get a $2 permit to go out and get your own, but you're going to get a $2 tree.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Top story, Mornings at the Cabin. All these balls back to you right now. Mornings at the Cabin. Da-da-dum.
This is your song bed.
Well, this is the news bed.
Yeah, news bed, right.
Oh, I thought that was
supposed to talk over it.
Ollie's Balls News. All right.
I assumed that was maybe my testicles trying to transmit in Morse code. It was very unclear.
They do move around a lot.
They would have a lot to say, particularly after yesterday.
Would they?
Oh, after yesterday they would.
Well, it would be the Morse code like that Vietnam War vet who was transmitting Morse code in his with his eyelids while he was saying, "Yeah, they're treating us very well." He's blinking. Torture.
Didn't we talk about that like last week?
Is that not what your testicles were doing in Morse code?
Sure.
Torture. Stop beating me.
This is a family show. I will tell this story as delicately as possible.
Oh God. Oh, is this actually about?
Well, what else would it be about?
I don't know. I just thought it was a play on words. Maybe you like the NWT soccer just got donated 100 balls. Or
Nothing
something.
To do with soccer.
No. Okay.
Very
God,
very literal top story topic there.
I am strapped in. Tell us about your testes.
Yeah. So yesterday morning, doctor's appointment.
Oh God.
And
what is going on?
Well, that's exactly why I went.
Okay.
That's exactly my question.
Okay.
And it's almost the same tone of voice.
All right.
Yeah. And so, well, you blokes are supposed to check every now and again, right?
Every now and again.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
check on a daily basis.
Had a little check, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure about that. So for the first time in 4 years, went to a doctor, which
4 years.
You have to sort of which gives you an idea. So went down to the doctor, and I had a couple of things. So I got a leg issue as well, which isn't that bad. It's just something that's been going on for a while.
You have a testicle growing out of your leg.
So I started off with the leg issue,
okay,
and got that out the way. And we go to the doctor. It's like first appointment of the day. Sat there just waiting for this doctor to come in, and the doctor comes in. It's a locum doctor, so someone who's just up here for a few weeks.
Yeah,
and it's a young female doctor in 20-something from BC.
Cannot fail.
And so I immediately am faced with a challenge. I know I have two issues. Do you go for both? You now know the identity of the doctor.
Immediately, you're just like, my leg hurts.
Right. So we're immediately like level one across in this whole existential crisis is now what's going to be worse, dying of testicular cancer or having to have this young doctor conduct an examination? What's going to feel worse for me? And it was a 50-50 shot for a solid 2 minutes. But we did the leg examination first. And he said, "Oh, you said you had another issue." My
other leg hurts.
Yeah. And so I went for it. I said, "Yeah." So I
you do. You have to. You have to
right?
get checked out. I mean, get over that. Whatever.
You've got to get over yourself.
Yeah. It's. Yeah.
And I had been holding on for dear life to the hope that some sort of technology or other practice has been invented that doesn't involve the doc just basically getting you to drop your pants and have a feel.
Nothing has better feelers than your feelers.
So down she went. And
when you put it like that.
And it was, because you're standing and it's easier for the doctor to sit. So it's no way for anyone to want to start their
Stand
day.
on the table, Ollie. She doesn't have to sit down.
Be a gentleman.
And so, you sort of just sort of... The problem is that when it's a little bit chilly and your testes are in a situation that they weren't expecting to be in...
Battle ready.
Everything shrinks a little bit. Particularly, I mean, never mind the other thing, but the testes in particular, right?
Oh, my God.
And so it's more difficult to find stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so the issue is that I'm trying to explain, where precisely I had identified this issue.
Yeah.
But it's pretty hard to find if the skin is all shriveled up.
Of course.
It's just harder to get. It's if you just let me have a long hot bath and come back to you, this would all be so much easier for everybody.
Oh,
but
God, this is going on the Tinder profile for sure.
Yeah. So
Hard to
long story short, I worry that because she couldn't find anything wrong, it looks as though I just randomly turned up to the doctor and claimed some form of testicular issue. In order, and anyway.
Oh my God!
Which to confirm was not
the case.
No,
not
of course,
the case.
not the case.
I genuinely
you also don't know which doctor you're going to get.
No,
so
maybe that's
maybe that's part.
But that's why you go with
fun.
that's why you go with 2 issues.
That's right.
Oh, it's a leg. Yeah,
It's a leg.
No. So now I feel like you just feel ridiculous because she's like, well, I can't find anything. She said, she understands that. Yeah, it's quite difficult to replicate and point to the exact. There's only.
Yeah. She understands people get lonely and.
Stop it.
All right.
So we'll see. I'll keep an eye on things.
But I mean, you must be a little relieved she didn't find anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I was genuine to get out of that room. I was genuinely quite relieved in general.
I imagine.
Yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, I'm obviously glad that she doesn't find anything immediately wrong. And it's one of those things where you feel something and you're like, well, I don't know if that was like that before, or because I don't know that was like that before, I should probably get that checked.
How do you not know if it was like that before?
Well, because you will know when the time comes. You will know. You'll feel something. You just be like, well,
No,
hang on a minute.
Believe me, I know.
Have I always been feeling that, or is that slightly different?
I had a scare when I was 10 years old. I know.
Okay.
Yeah. They found a piece of tissue in my scrotum.
Well, you should be more careful when cleaning up. That's not what clinics.
They thought I had testicular cancer, or they thought there was a chance of it. So I had to go down to Edmonton and get some surgery, and there you go. So
but you were okay.
Yes, I was. But I understand the fear, and I understand I understand when an attractive doctor comes in and you've got problems in your area. I get it.
Yeah, that's the first time that's ever happened to me, and that was an experience for all of us. I just felt so sorry for this poor doctor who has to start the day. Doesn't matter what age or gender you are. Yeah. I don't think it's a lot of fun for anybody have to start the day strapping on the gloves and wandering around someone else's genitalia. So,
but you got through it,
meandering around genitalia.
But we got through it, and
Great.
apparently the news is good. I'm going to keep an eye on things, obviously, but the news is better than it could have been. So
yeah,
all good.
Very good.
and now you're a shining example for all of those who have embarrassing ailments.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're having to cut my leg off, but on the testicles front,
Well,
we're fine.
fair enough. As long as you're everything else is.
But that one you were prepared for.
Yeah. That was a much
Sore
easier
leg,
examination.
time to go.
Sore leg, time to go. Sore everything else. Give it a feel. We'll feel it out. Tell you what, we'll all keep an eye on it.
Could
all
you?
right, we're all
Here,
a
look,
team
I'll
here.
come round.
We're all
and
okay.
Can you have a look?
All right, just one second. All right, come on over. All right. Stand up on the table. Oh wow!
Oh, this is
goodness.
left a bit.
Is that supposed to be there?
No, not that. That's not that.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, there.
Oh.
Push a bit,
Oh.
and now pull.
Oh. Oh, that is.
Yeah.
That's completely normal.
That is completely normal.
Completely normal.
Oh, you've got one of those as well?
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't have any gloves in here, do we?
No.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
YK Online on Facebook did an article that was really cool. It's the commonly Googled YK questions. Like, we've seen these, like, celebrities will do them, I think, for either for Vanity Fair or
Wired or something.
Wired or something like that. They'll get on there and say, like, the most commonly Googled questions about Jake Gyllenhaal or Matthew McConaughey or whatever. And so YK Online did one about the commonly Googled YK questions, and it's pretty cool. So the first one that came up is Yellowknife in Canada. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Simple answer.
Second one is Yellowknife safe. Mixed bag.
8 out of 10.
Mixed bag. 8 out of 10 for safe or not?
8 out of 10 safe.
Oh, okay. Just 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
There we go.
8 out of
Is
10.
Yellowknife in the Arctic?
No.
No.
It's technically in the subarctic. Is Yellowknife north of 60? Yes. Yes, it is. Just like the TV show would have you believe.
Is this like trivia on nights that I don't come? No wonder you guys win.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is the really easy stuff that you always miss.
Yeah.
So, like, if you don't know, is like when you type in something into Google,
Yeah.
is something, like a list of answers will come up.
Yeah,
because Google
gives you a
wants-
bunch of suggestions that it's thinking you might be wanting to ask about.
Did you
that
mean Yellowstone? No, Google. I didn't mean Yellowstone. I've had that before. Yellowknife. You mean Yellowstone? No. All right.
thing. Yellowknife. You mean Yukon? No.
Yeah, exactly. Is Yellowknife a city? Yes, it is, with a population of 19,500, according to
capital
2016
city,
census.
no less.
Oh, a capital city.
So I've just gone to Google and put Jesse Wheeler in.
Oh, God. Yes.
Jesse Wheeler Yellowknife is the first one.
Really?
Jesse Wheeler actor.
Wait,
Oh, there you go.
is Jesse Wheeler.
So-
Jesse Wheeler, we'll come to that.
Okay.
Jesse
All right.
Wheeler Peterborough.
No.
nothing.
Jesse Wheeler obituary.
Ah!
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
I faked my own death a few
Is
years back.
Jesse Wheeler. Oh, it doesn't have anything.
Wait,
nobody's
in
ever
his
wondered
face.
if
I'm not famous enough.
Is Jesse Wheeler space? Oh,
No,
nothing.
it's genuine.
Nothing. No, I'm not famous enough, man.
Well, we got to start asking to Google some questions about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No questions about you either. Like,
So there's
sorry.
What about you?
There's
Any-
also a Yu-Gi-Oh character
I know
named
it is.
Jesse Wheeler. So
really?
when you search Jesse Wheeler, a Yu-Gi-Oh character will come up as well.
Who is Ollie Williams based on? Which is the Family Guy, Ollie Williams.
Yeah.
Because if you've never
Obviously.
watched Family Guy, or even if you have watched and not paid much attention, the weather forecaster in Family Guy shares my exact name,
Yes.
and not a lot else.
So the first result that comes up after Jesse Wheeler used to be my IMDb page, but I have not worked in quite some time. So now it's the Jesse Wheeler Yu-Gi-Oh fandom page.
What do you mean you've not worked in quite some time? A movie in which you star just played at the Whistler Film Festival.
This is true. And I didn't start it. Not enough, because I'm not at the Whistler Film Festival with everybody. But
But you stole everyone's hearts.
no, that's true. I have that's right. But I mean, I guess you're absolutely right.
You know what they did at the Whistler Film Festival? If you've seen Elijah and the Rock Creature, this amazing movie that everybody put
Absolutely
together in
incredible.
Northwest Territories, it has a rock creature in it with like amazing prosthetics. And the actor named Thompson Duff,
Thompson Duff.
who played the rock creature, went to the Whistler Film Festival
Yes.
for the big showing of the movie
Yep.
in the prosthetic,
Yes.
and actually hung out
Well
and
done.
like went round and
Well
like
done.
hung out with all the people at the VIP parties and everything as the rock creature.
Yeah.
That's
And-
dedication.
and
That
it,
is dedication.
and apparently it worked a treat. It's kind
Sure,
of like it's an obvious gimmick, but boy did it
Oh,
ever
it's
work.
great.
Yeah.
Because everybody wanted a photo, everybody wanted to hear about the movie. Perfect little marketing. Whoever came up with that little ploy, full credit. And full credit to Thompson, because that stuff takes hours to put on and
Absolutely.
take off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like having to go through like what these
It looks
gala
so
events
good.
can be like, it's caked in prosthetic for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Nice to know
Yeah.
that Thompson's not too big for his britches now. That now that he's a star, that he has like a rock creature stand-in at things like this. He's still doing it himself, still getting out there.
Actually, when I first saw it, I was like, that's not Thompson. I thought it was someone else in the makeup, but no, it's totally Thompson. Ben Nogler down there as well, the star. Elijah himself down there, rubbing elbows,
Right?
getting some grants, hopefully. Well,
Maybe.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
Never know.
No, it sounds like
But very
stuff's
cool.
going well. They got distribution deals, they got all sorts of stuff going on.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So happy I was invited.
Well, you were invited, but the invite came to me, and
And you decided not to show me. Great. Wonderful. Thanks. Another common Google search is Yellowknife worth visiting?
Absolutely.
8 out of 10.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, It was early. What do you want from us?
The ENR is saying that there have been numerous wolf sightings in the Yellowknife area, and specifically in the Niven area. There's been a wolf denning there, I think, for a few years. There's been reports of wolves down there. But just letting everybody know that they've been sighted both as individuals and as a pack, including the Giant Mine area, the boat launch adjacent to Giant Mine, the Great Slave Sailing Club. I almost said Great Slave Slaving Club, which is no longer in operation. It went out of business in 1996. Wolf sightings are not unusual, of course, but they just want people to know.
Right.
Keep your dog on a leash in those areas, I suppose, which is unfortunate because, especially around Niven, there's this great little trail system. I think it's the ski club where you just let your dog run wild. No, I don't, but there are some great trails back there. So do not feed wildlife under any circumstance. And there are some tips here.
Hang on, anyone who feeds a wolf, anyone who thinks to themselves, oh, look at that amazing looking wolf.
Oh my God, a wolf! He's just out here alone.
Pass me those sausages.
Poor thing.
The poor thing is probably starving. Here's the thing: like we were discussing this off air. We're going to bring the off air into the on air, which should be the name of the Mornings at the Cabin show. Off air into the on air. We were talking about how couldn't we just relocate these.
Right.
And that's always the argument. Like, we shouldn't relocate them. We're on their land, after all. Where they are supposed to be living. I have trouble with that because I don't want to hurt an animal. I don't want to have to relocate it, I guess. But at the same time, yeah, we're on their territory. However,
so we should relocate.
Should we relocate? Should we just move? I guess. I mean, this obviously has some implications other than wolves, but but I mean, with a wolf, it's like there's dogs, there's babies, there's little kids. There's more danger to us than there is to them.
I feel like if we had a wolf on the show right now, the wolf would have
pardon me. If everybody could just pardon me, allow me to.
Yeah,
as
the wolf
a wolf,
would have just
I find this entire conversation offensive.
I'm sorry. We're more dangerous to you than you are to us. Have you seen humans?
Have you seen? I used to run with a pack. You see me with a pack anymore? No, I'm a lone wolf. You want to know why? You killed all of them. So I mean, I'm not a full advocate for relocation. It's just well, if a dog or a kid dies, then you have to put the wolf down, and that's no good.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone's in favor of a child indiscriminately destroying anything, let alone wolves.
I don't know. I've been to a Facebook comment section. People are in favor of a lot of things.
They want to destroy the wolf?
No.
Oh, okay. But they want to destroy children?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, don't go to the comment section. I've told you this.
Right.
Continue.
But and maybe pardon my ignorance, but what is so bad about relocating a wolf? It's gonna go on somewhere else in this vast territory and be a wolf and do wolf things.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be inside the city of Yellowknife.
City limits.
So fully and happily live its life.
Well, at this point, maybe it's feasting on garbage and maybe can't sustain itself.
Right. So I just see exactly what's going to happen here. We're going to scoop all these wolves up.
Yeah.
We're going to stick them, suspend them underneath a helicopter in a big crate. Whip it on up to somewhere a few hundred kilometers northeast of here.
I'm sure a truck would work.
You're they're fine. Well, a truck is going to be by the highway. All sorts is going to happen. You want it middle of nowhere. You're going to drop the wolves down.
Oh, no.
Open the door. 3 years from now, all the remaining caribou are gone. It's great. Those wolves are looking really plump now.
Wait a minute.
I mean, that would be a natural kind of. That would be.
It's not that natural if you've dropped them off by a chopper.
I suppose, but wolves have vast areas that their territory in which their territories are, especially if they're in a pack. You're talking hundreds of square kilometers. As a lone wolf, I don't know what their territory would be, but I imagine it would get along with the.
I imagine it would. Yeah, they're just going to sign some sort of deal.
No. I'm just a wolf. I mean, I'll take one of your sick if you got one, but I mean, I'm not going to take
one. Well, surely you're not implying that the caribou drop in numbers we've seen is due to wolves running rampant.
Well, in part, it is due to wolves. Yeah, what do you think wolves eat? The Northwest Territories ran a program. Grubs. The Northwest Territories ran a program for a few years. It may even still be running, where they encouraged the hunting of wolves in part to try and protect caribou numbers.
Right.
So instead of hunting caribou, if you just hunt more wolves, that'd be great.
Okay.
Now, the issue with that is that potentially people would go out and hunt the wolves, but then a caribou would happen by and you'd pick off the caribou, right? Because it's a caribou. And so I I don't know how successful that was, but there was a program where people were encouraged to hunt wolves to try and keep their numbers down.
A wolf or like predator cull is not unfamiliar thing.
I'm obviously being facetious on the caribou thing. It is interesting though. Like, where would you like? I wonder how they decide when they relocate. Like, let's say you're going to relocate 5-6 wolves,
right?
Like, how you decide where's a good spot.
I imagine ENR would have some expertise in that arena. I mean, obviously we don't know. But I mean, that's why we're kind of like, I mean,
I'll just imagine it like driving out in like a big truck somewhere, just being like, what are we, like 80 clicks out? They're just going to take a solid 12 hours at a jog. This will do. And like flip open the back, like, go on, be free.
Yeah,
and the wolves are just like, well, where the hell are we?
Why? The wolves would figure it out.
But would they care?
The wolves have been here much longer than we have. They would figure it out.
I think they would.
Feel like wolves would. I feel like they'd be disoriented and be like, well, hang on a minute. We had like somewhere where we go to sleep and everything, and now we can't smell any of the same
but they've
smells.
also got millions of years of instinct.
They figure it out.
And knowledge and whatnot.
Yeah, they figure it out. But I feel like that would be a pretty rough 24 hours for the wolves. Is all I'm saying. Where they're just a bit like, what?
I feel like you're not giving wolves enough credit.
Yeah, I feel like you're underestimating the wolves, which is, this kind of, it's part of your makeup. It's fine.
It's not like you're taking a domesticated house pet and taking it out into the woods and being like, be free, do your thing.
Puppy.
This is a wolf. It's been hunting all its life. It knows how to survive.
And if we're not going to relocate outside the city, maybe just a different part of the city. Finlayson Drive North, perhaps. Just give it a different place. It's just like, listen, it's not working out in Niven. Rent's a little too high. Let's take you out to just past maybe Cam Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put on Cam Lake. That wouldn't cause anything, would it?
Yeah, just Grace Lake. There's a few spare lots over there.
Spare lots.
Yeah,
we're going to set you up here. It's going to be nice.
Yeah. Now the bad news is this land is going to cost you $1.1 million, but
for
like,
whatever reason,
your land tax is going to be through the roof. But on the plus side, lots of space for wolves. Lots of space for wolves.
I love that we just make up prices for things. It's just like, Grace Lake. No one yearly uses this lake. People cross it on skidoos. That's about it. It's not been used for much of anything. It's probably got a lot of garbage in it. Your house, $1.2 million. Fine. Yeah, fair enough. It overlooks a lake. So, but ENR is also suggesting if you do encounter a wolf, either as an individual or in a pack,
be polite.
Be polite. Don't hurl racial epithets at it, but begin a scare tactic immediately well before the wolf is within 100 meters. Do not allow to approach any closer than 100 meters.
Begin a scare tactic immediately. The Bank of Canada held interest rates yesterday. You should see what that's going to do to your long-term investments.
The city's budget was released today. 1.2% raise in taxes. The wolf is like, grumbling on Facebook. Raise your arms and wave them in the air. Make yourself appear larger. If the wolf displays aggressive behavior, back away slowly. Use bear spray if you have it. And if all else fails, jam your hand down the wolf's throat. No?
Maybe this is one of those truly Canadian moments, I think, where we all just need to just carry a hockey stick, just as a walking stick around.
It actually says that if you wave a walking stick or a ski pole.
Oh, there you go.
You
see the wolf, you just start hacking and slashing.
Sorry, it doesn't actually say hockey stick.
No, it doesn't say. It says walking stick.
I honestly,
he said walking stick.
Well, he also said hockey
stick. Well,
you
use it. Hockey sticks are very, very versatile. Like
that's right.
They make great walking sticks.
That's right. They can scoop things.
Yeah,
and you know what? Wolves still have no answer for the cross check.
That's right. They don't like to be boarded.
They don't.
All right. So just heed the warnings of ENR. If you see a wolf, don't approach it. If you see tourists going close to wolves, I don't know. Don't argue about how it's okay on Facebook.
Just film it.
Just film it.
Keep your sticks down out there.
Keep your sticks on the ice or in the wolf's face.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.